This right here is a blue hole in Santa Rosa, New Mexico. It is about 60 feet around and about 80 feet long, 1 feet deep. And these blue holes are found all over the world, on dry land and in the ocean. And they are usually circular, and they go straight down. Some blue holes, divers have not even been able to go to the depths and not even know how deep they are. And scientists do not have explanations for these blue holes. There's been no good sound geological explanation for how they were formed. But I believe that the scriptures the Bible has an answer. And in Genesis, which is the beginnings of the foundations of the world or the generations, it says in Genesis chapter 6, it says, "And God saw the wickedness of man was great on the earth, and that every imagination of the thought of his heart was only evil continually. And he repented the Lord that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. And the Lord said, I will destroy man, whom I created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, and the creeping things, and the fowls of the air, for it repenteth me that I made them. But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord." And God looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted his way upon the earth. And God said unto Noah, The end of all flesh is come for me, for it is filled with violence through them, and behold, I will destroy them with the earth. And behold, I, even I, do bring a flood of waters upon the earth to destroy all flesh, wherein is the breath of life. And so the waters, the Lord flooded it. And he says, the fountains of the great deep. And then it says that they were on the earth for about a half a year. And God remembered Noah and every living thing and all the cattle that was with him in the ark. And God made a wind to pass over the earth, and the waters assuaged. That means they were made to be at peace, not raging anymore. The fountains also of the deep and the windows of heaven were stopped, and the rain from heaven was restrained. And the waters returned from off the earth continually. After the end of the 150 days, the waters were abated. And so the Lord says there's something called the fountains of the great deep. That after so much turmoil had happened to the earth, whole like mountains being formed, like buckles in continents, and continental shifts, and earthquakes, and much runoff water. That one thing the Lord talks about is these fountains of the great deep being stopped up. It says that the waters covered the earth 15 feet above the highest mountains. And where did this water come from, and where did it go? Well, scientists have the Russians, they have even done studies and found that water is deep underground. They dug one hole that took them 28 years, and they went like 9 or so miles deep, and they're finding water way down there. And so when God flooded the earth, he could have made the earth just like dry, wrung it dry. And the scriptures also, Genesis talks about there being firmament above the heavens. Much water above, like a canopy. But even, so when things were draining, much water could have gone into the oceans. The Lord could have formed the land so that some of the ground sunk in and formed big pools for the water. But also, these fountains of the deep can be like bathtub drains. They're all over the world. They're deep, they're round. And then here in Revelation 14, there's an angel that proclaims and he talks about these fountains of water. And I saw another angel fly in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel, to preach to them that dwell on the earth, and to every nation and kindred and tongue and people, saying with a loud voice, fear God and give glory to him, for the hour of his judgment has come, and worship him that made heaven and earth and the sea and the fountains of waters. That when this message is proclaimed, that to the inhabitants of the earth, they would know who they should fear, who they should worship. One thing he talks about is the fountains of water. And could it be this is an explanation for these mysterious blue holes, pores in the earth's crust, for letting water come up in the days of the flood and letting it drain afterwards?